Seniors who have lived their whole lives without a birth certificate or a passport, they risk losing their driver's licenses now if they can't provide the proper documentation. The Real ID Act is proving to be a real headache, at least for one World War II vet in Matagorda County. Reporter David Gonzalez shows us why.
Hey, that's right. We all know that driving is a privilege, and no one knows that more here in Palacios than 92-year-old Buck Burkett. Buck's license is set to expire next month on his birthday. He's had a Texas driver's license for more than 75 years and wants to renew it, but he's run into a roadblock. Buck was born in a home in 1927 and was never issued a birth certificate. So under the Real ID Act, Buck can't renew his license. The World War II veteran doesn't understand why someone like him would have to prove his citizenship to keep his license, so he says the consequences would be devastating.
I'll either have to go to a nursing home or sell my house or sell my truck. I'll have to do everything because I can't survive.
Buck says driving allows him to be independent. He understands why the changes are taking place, but is afraid many seniors will be caught off guard when it comes to renewing their licenses. He says those in his position will be forced to depend on others or to drive illegally. Back to you.